IVF to do this, and then you put these embryos back having cured the disease. And this has got a big headline in the Times. It's got the great and the good of science saying this in both America and in Britain, and it's complete nonsense. And that's what I want to focus on with you, because I want you to understand that we scientists are very full of ourselves. We often forget very obvious things, where we make all sorts of claims to the public, and we overstretch what we say. And I think it's very important for you people who are studying science to understand that a bit of humility is really important in this subject, that actually we don't control the universe, and the more science we do, what is fascinating about science is the more science we do, the less we understand. I want to take you now to southwest Africa. So we're going to look at Namibia, and in Namibia there was a very well-developed tribe, the Herero tribe, probably the main tribe in this particular area, in what is now close to Windhoek in that part of the world, just north of southern Africa. And the Germans colonized it from about 1900, and because they wanted the cattle belonging to this very well-developed tribe, this is the result. They slaughtered the lot of them. So here you see bones in the desert. Sorry. Come on. So here you've got bones in the desert, not many skulls, mostly long bones, because the skulls have been removed. But they took these bones are skulls, and you'll see what they did with them. Interestingly, the person who was in charge of the colony at that time was a man called Heinrich Goering, the father of Hermann Goering. Okay? And basically, what they did was to take the skulls and send them back to the Institute for Anthropology and Genetics in Berlin, where, of course, the skulls were measured to show the crania were of smaller capacity than the rest of Homo sapiens. So actually, they were not properly human, so they could justify their approach to this tribe. And I'm going to show you a postcard from that point, from that part of the world at that time. So this is a postcard that somebody actually sent to Berlin saying, here we are, and this is what we're having fun doing. And here we are, that's the postcard. So they're packing up the skulls of the Herero tribe in crates to take them off to be measured in Berlin to confirm, in fact, that they're not really other than subhuman. So that is a photograph from a few years earlier. So that's Tom on the right of the picture and Hannah on the left. And by the time they get to Auschwitz, Tom is now 6 or 7, and Hannah's, I think, 11 or 12. 12, I think. He was quite a big boy. Now, the terrible thing about this song is, if you listen to the German, she's singing Schlaf mein Kind, Sleep my child, because she sings this song to Tom as she, with Tom, are led into the gas chamber at Auschwitz. And we know this because there were eyewitnesses, and her manuscripts have survived. So basically, of course, this is the end of Elsa Weber and the millions of people like her as a result of some bizarre notion of genetics. So, amazingly, extraordinarily, Hannah survives the war. So he, in fact, only died relatively recently. And even more remarkably, her husband, who she followed, actually survived the war as well. So we have those two eyewitness accounts, but we also have the eyewitness accounts of other people. You would have thought that after the Holocaust, this could never happen again with humanity. But here you see a picture from 1953 of a geneticist in Carnegie Institute in America showing that a black person is quite different from a white person using completely fallacious genetics. So here you can see, for example, the genetics of a white person. These are the chromosomes, and here are the chromosomes of a black person. And he's made it up. This is purely subjective. We know he's not doing it correctly. We can see the science is faulty because actually we can count the number of chromosomes. How many chromosomes do we have, Homo sapiens? 23 pairs, yes, 23 pairs. I'm not going to ask you to count those, but if you did, you'd find 24 pairs on that. So he's got that wrong. So he's even made a basic mistake about the number of chromosomes that are in Homo sapiens. So there you see this still going on even